Hello, folks. My name is Joe Pitts, and I'm very honored that Jimmy Cunningham and Explore Pine Bluff asked me to be a part of the virtual Blues and Soul summer sessions. When Jimmy contacted me, it was right at the start of the COVID thing that we're dealing with now. And I really struggled with what can I do for my set to really showcase exactly what we did and what was a product of Pine Bluff. And my wife said, why don't you debut the DVD that you guys did for the European market? And I said, well, that would be a good idea because we were an electric band. I could play acoustic music for you, but it really wouldn't show you exactly what we did. So I think the best thing for us to do tonight is to go through the DVD, which has been virtually unplayed at all on American markets. It was an album called Paying the Price, which we debuted DVD and CD on the European markets. It was recorded here in Arkansas, down at Camden at Postmaster's Grill. Great videographer, David Settlemore, captured the night beautifully. The band was on, and it was really more of a celebration for us than anything. 6 months prior to this, I was involved in an industrial accident and almost lost my ring finger. And through the grace of God and my great doctor, Dr. Tim Wilkin, we saved my finger and I'm able to play. So that was one of the first shows back for us after that. And it's a celebration. And we decided, okay, we're going to release it with all the mistakes, but with all the good stuff too, and what we did for that night was when we were in Europe, we would ask people, what song did you like tonight? And they would tell us. So this was kind of a compilation of the songs that they really gravitated towards American blues on. So without further ado, and I'm going to tell some stories about Pine Bluff. I was born and raised here, still call Pine Bluff my home. I live right outside of town. And the majority of all the players that played here was from either Pine Bluff or just this surrounding area. Wonderful musicians. Al Haygood on bass, one of the best bass players I've ever been associated with. And Chris Moore on drums, he's from here in Pine Bluff. And Don Collins joined us that night on Hammond B3. And we hope you enjoy it. This was something that we really struggled with because we're not an acoustic band. We never was, we never have been, never will be. We were a loud rock and blues band. And we think that this DVD actually captured that night perfectly. So without further ado, the debut of our DVD, Paying the Price, right here on Explore Pine Bluff, with a song by a band that actually influenced us greatly in our early years with Liquid Groove Mojo, a band called the Kinsey Report, and Big Daddy Kinsey. This is a song called Time's Running Out.
is ticking all night long. Hey baby, clock is ticking all night long. Every minute you spend with your other man, that's another minute till we're done. Hey baby, time's running out on you. Hey baby, time's running out on you. Every minute you spend with your other man, that's another minute till we're through. Girl, you know I don't wanna fight. Hey baby, girl, you know I don't wanna fight. Keep on pushing, baby. You know life ain't bound to strike.
That's the Kinsey Report. So the next song up is a song that we recorded for the Liquid Groove Mojo CD, Cradle to the Grave. It was a song I wrote called High Price of the Blues. And the whole thing that started it all was the Cradle to the Grave album. We had a small little studio and we recorded this CD, and around here we used it kind of as a pickup to, to get gigs and to give to some of our friends and our family and everything. And we got in contact with a promoter from a radio station in Germany. And he said, yeah, you know, send me your CD. We'll see what it sounds like, la, la, la. And so we sent it to him, sent him a whole package, and he came back and said, this CD is fabulous. I'm playing it in its entirety on my show tonight. And so the next morning when I woke up, we checked our email. We had over 3,000 emails. And it just exploded from there. The Cradle of the Grave album was a top 10 album of the year and had a top 3 single of the year. And this was in, I think it was 2005, 2006. And it's the one that started all the European tours and everything. When we checked the email, we had been bombarded by radio station folks, promoters, record stores, the whole gamut, and we had nobody. It was just a bunch of old country boys that played some blues, and we had no idea in our wildest dreams that this would ever start. And it went from there all the way to touring Europe with the Greg Allman Band. Had some fabulous times, and this song, High Price of the Blues, was one of the songs that was on the debut album, Cradle of the Grave. Hope you like it. Just a passage in my mind, delivered through the hands of time. Something crazy, just nothing new.
Oh, the blues, they will come and days will go. Some are good, others you don't really know. You climb the mountain, you see the view. You climb back down, you pay the high price for the blues. High price of the blues. High price of the blues.
Get down into the blues. You know, growing up in the late 60s and the 70s here in Pine Bluff, I was very aware of the vast resources of the blues that we had and had earlier than before my time coming through here. Big Bill Brunsey and of course I knew C. Dale Davis and knew C. Dale when he lived here in Pine Bluff. And but I mean, we had people like Albert King that would float through here, and Sun Seals that would float through here from Osceola, and I mean, just great blues players. You know, Bobby Rush, he was always up and down through here during the old Chitlin Circuit days, and there was this one cat that I heard, and we just really had to do this song. Because I loved Little Milton, and Al really captured the bass lines on this. He was a big Milton fan, and it's a song called "If Grits Ain't Groceries."
If I don't love you, baby, grits ain't groceries, eggs ain't poultry, and Mona Lisa was a man. All around the world, I'd rather be a fly. I'd light up on my bed and I'd stay with my woman till I die. With a toothpick in my hand, I'll dig a 10-foot ditch. Lord, I run right through the jungle, fighting lions with a switch. Because you know I love you, baby, yeah. Yes, you know I love you, baby. If I don't love you, baby, I'll tell you, grits ain't groceries, eggs ain't poultry, and Mona Lisa was a man. All around the world, I got blisters on my feet for trying to find my baby and just bring her home to me. You gotta come to me, baby, and be convinced. You don't run right to me, woman. You ain't got no sense, because you know I love you, baby, yeah. Yes, you know I love you, baby. If I don't love you, baby, I'll tell you, eggs ain't poultry, and Mona Lisa was a man.
Little Milton, man, what can you say? I mean, that version was a version that we had heard. I believe it was John Mayall and the Blues Breakers do. So we just kind of took the two versions and kind of made our own. The next song up is a song that I got familiar with. I knew of the artist growing up, but I never really got into him until one night in Colorado I was able to play with his longtime bass player, Johnny B. Gaden, with a guy from here in Arkansas whose name was Larry McRae, which was my friend Michael Burks' cousin. And I talked with Johnny a long time about this guy that he had been with since back in the 70s. And it was a cat that had a real unique style of blues. He capoed his guitar. He was a guy named Albert Collins. And I loved his feel and the way that he used dynamics to get his stories across. And we played this song simply because the people in Europe just loved it. They would dance when we started this song, and we would start playing it. They would start dancing, and it wasn't traditional dancing, but it was that I knew of. But it was, I mean, they just really loved this song, and it's an old song called Black Cat Bone.
Well, I believe my baby got a black cat bone. Well, I believe my baby got a black cat bone. Will make everything I do it wrong. Well, I cried so hard, y'all, get along with this woman of mine. Well, I tried so hard, y'all, get along with this woman of mine. Seems like everything I do, she was always cheating and lying. Well, I walked all the way from Dallas down to Wichita Falls. Got to thinking about that big leg woman. It ain't no walk at all, 'cause I believe my baby got a black cat bone. Seems like everything I do it wrong. Wichita Falls. Got to thinking about that big leg woman. Wasn't no walk at all, 'cause I believe my baby got a black cat bone. Seems like everything I do it wrong.
that's Albert Collins, and the great bass playing by Al Haygood really made that song. Blending blues and funk in together really made that song come alive. And that's one of the reasons we really wanted to put this on the new DVD, was because of the great interplay between Al on the bass and Chris Moore on the drums, along with Don Collins holding it all together with Hammond. It really made that song. Up next is a tune, I always gravitated to the Kings. I loved B.B. King. I absolutely think he was the king of the blues, and Albert King. But I really was more of a Freddie King guy, simply because I kind of like the blues to have a little swing to them. And so I really gravitated that direction, and heard this tune one night late on the radio driving. And I said, man, we could do a version of that and kind of jack it up a little bit, and we really did it that night. But it's an old Freddie King tune called "Pack It Up."
Oh baby, thinking about you. Put my trust in you, darling. Don't know what to do. Oh baby, don't know what to do. I'm gonna pack it up, gonna give it up. Gonna put you right out my mind. I'm gonna pack it up, baby. Yeah, yeah. Try my best to understand, even if it works out right. Oh, baby, make it come out right. Put my trust in you, darling. Don't know what to do. Oh, baby, thinking about you. I'm gonna pack it up, gonna give it up. Gonna put you right out my mind. I'm gonna pack it up, baby. Yeah, yeah. Understand, even if it works out right. Oh baby, make it come out right. Put my trust in you, darling. Don't know what to do. thinking about you. I'm gonna back it up, gonna give it up, gonna put you right out of my mind. I'm gonna back it up, baby. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna put you right out of my mind. I'm gonna back it up.
Eddie King, man, what can you say? You know, he was one of the three kings. And the next tune up is going to show our rock side, where we kind of blend some jazz influences into some of our playing with some improvisation. It's a tune that I actually heard on a John Mayall tribute record from a guy that I had heard from years ago who played with John Mayall for years and years. His name was Walter Trout. And he, along with one of the cats today, the biggest cat today, I think, on the blues circuit is Joe Bonamassa. And they did this version. And I thought, you know, we could do that and expand on it a little bit and kind of put a little of the Allman stigma of jam, I guess you could say, into it. And so that's what we came up with. The people in Europe really love this song, and so we felt obliged to put it on this record for them. And it's a song called Clouds on the Horizon. I can see the storm approaching. There's a teardrop in my eye. Many people crying. Can you help them when they call? Many people crying. Can you help when they call? that's, you know, it kind of tells the story of what we're kind of facing these days. The next song is the one that started all of this insanity. It's the title track to the Liquid Groove Mojo album called Cradle of the Grave. It was written by Daryl Davis and myself, and this was the tune, like I said, that started it all. It was a top 3 single of the year on the European charts. And, you know, to this day, we still get requested all over Europe. Joe, can you play some of the old LGM stuff? And so, you know, we do. We always feel obliged to play whatever our fans would like to hear. So this is the tune that started. It's called Cradle of the Grave.
All my life I've been running round, living day by day, hand on fist and hand to mouth. Ain't no other way. From the cradle to the grave, 15 tons of living, no more dues to pay. From the cradle to the grave. In this life we are born, free to love and free to lose, to the shine by me, and there I'll be. From the cradle to the grave, 15 tons of living, no more dues to pay. From the cradle to the grave. When it rains all in my sky, catch my wind and I'm sailing on toward bluer sky. My best days are behind me now, so they say. Look to the sky, you'll find me, and there I'll be. From the cradle to the grave, 15 tons of living, no more dues to pay. From the cradle to the grave.
That was Cradle to the Grave. That's the one that started all of this. And, you know, the last song on the DVD was a song we had talked about prior to playing that night. You know, guys, we don't have a slide guitar tune on here. And we had been playing this tune for a while and thought, well, okay, let's see if we can work this one into the set, which we worked it into the last song of the night. And you know, back when I started playing, my guitar that my dad had bought me was an old K flat top, and it was so big I couldn't fret it. My hands were too small. So I saw these old cats on the old country music television shows, Porter Wagner, Johnny Cash show, you know, some of the variety shows. I saw him playing it with it sitting in his lap, and I didn't know that it was a dobro at the time. And very rarely did they ever introduce the band. You know, it was all about the stars of the show, Dolly and Porter and Johnny Cash or Glenn Campbell or whoever the star of the show was. But this one night, and I believe it was on a Porter Wagner show, they introduced the band. And usually the bands are the back line. And they went around and they introduced each player. When it came to the guy with the dobro, instead of playing something on the dobro, he just strummed the guitar. And I heard that chord. And he was playing an open tuning. And so that's, okay, that's this note. And I found that note. So I tuned to that. And I started learning how to play slide guitar. Well, years later, I saw a guy named Dwayne Allman. And he used an old medicine bottle and did a technique called bottleneck slide guitar. And it was just what it said. He just took a bottle, put it on his finger, and played up and down the neck of the guitar to play slide. And you're basically playing a fretless instrument. And so at the time, I guess I was probably 12, 13. And Mom always did her grocery shopping over on some of you can know this, is dating me. Over on 26th, 27th at a little grocery store on 26th or 27th and Hazel, I guess it was, called Piggly Wiggly. And so I said, hey, Mom, would you buy me a bottle of Corsetin? What you doing that Corsetin, boy? And Mom, I'm not taking it. I want the bottle. And I had to show her exactly what it was. She said, oh, okay, I understand now. And they were so small, I'd put them on my finger, and when I'd drop them, they'd hit the floor and they would crack or break. So about every 2 or 3 weeks, she would buy me a bottle. And I still have some of those bottles in the box with the pills that she bought me from, the early 70s. And so my style of slide guitar became bottleneck. And this was one of the first songs that I really ever learned how to play and on slide guitar. And it was a tune that my sister turned me on to back in the day by a guy named Robert Johnson. And it's an old tune called If I Had Possession Over Judgment Day. The old Robert Johnson tune. And, you know, love that song, still play it to the day. And, you know, we want to thank everybody for being here with us. And one final little story for you. And I think it really fits today. And that was when I heard Eric Clapton and Jimi Hendrix and those guys back in the late 60s. The old bands Canned Heat and the Blues Breakers, and they amplified everything. My sister was cool enough that she didn't think that she had a bratty little brother. Let me show you where this came from, and let me show you what they're doing. And she played me the old songs, you know, the Lightning Hopkins and Robert Johnson and stuff. And she played me this song one time, and this song still, I know that it in the historical books, it says that it was recorded in 1965, but I think it was on a session that he did back in the late 20s and early 30s as a budding musician. But it's an old song, and it goes like this. Don't you mind people grinning in your face? Don't mind people grinning in your face. You just bear this in mind. A true friend is hard to find. Don't you mind people grinning in your face? You know they'll talk you up and down. They'll drag you all around and around. And just as soon as your back is turned, they'll be trying to crush you down. Yeah, but bear this in mind. A true friend is hard to find. Don't you mind people grinning in your face? Such a powerful song that has such good meaning today, even to today. And that's the truth. And you know, here in Pine Bluff, the blues has no bigger friend than Jimmy Cunningham. And I appreciate him for keeping the blues alive during all of this virus craziness that we're all going through. And we're going to come out of it on the other side, folks. And the music's going to be bigger and better than ever. Stay tuned. A lot more to come on the Virtual Blues and Soul Summer Sessions. My name's Joe Pitts. I live right here in Pine Bluff. Have all my life, and I'm honored to be here with you today. Thank you so much to Explore Pine Bluff and to Jimmy Cunningham for asking me to be a part of this. Thank you. God bless you. Be safe. We'll see you again.